Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crypto. Oh my god, we've got a little positive price action. Is it just Sailor buying? I don't know, but fingers are crossed that we maintain something good for more than 5 minutes. But you know, when the price is shitty, let's just focus on building. For my peeps who have been watching, and I love you so much for it, you know I've talked about Tornado Cash quite a bit. Now, one of the reasons I got into this industry was because of an optimistic vision for a digital future that did include privacy. Now, Bitcoin is not all that private unless you keep it on the network itself. The second you cross those rails into the fiat world, you kind of peg your identity to everything that you've done on the chain. And that is something that there are solutions for. There's Samurai Wallet, there's a variety of mixers. But of course, you've heard me talk a lot about Tornado Cash in the Ethereum world and all of the fallout that happened around it. So to quickly reiterate, a lot of the issues around Tornado Cash from an exploit on the Ronin blockchain, actually the chain that Forgotten Runes is on, which I've talked about. It's a video gaming chain specific for games. And years ago, they were exploited for a lot of ETH. And with that ETH being moved into Tornado Cash, it was turned over pretty quickly. This led the regulators to follow suit and pursue legal repercussions. This put the Tornado Cash contracts into OFAC, which are now removed, and that's awesome. So I'm excited to show off very quickly ZeroXbow.io, which is taking some of the elements of Tornado Cash and the mixing in a dark pool to maintain privacy while also vetting for exploit accounts, things from North Korea, things that might be on the OFAC list, because we do want to protect individual privacy while ensuring that you're not entangled with nefarious actors. Now to quickly just dive into it, ZeroXbow relies on this thing called privacy pools. Dark pools are something that are often found in traditional finance, and they're very useful because realistically, people that are moving large amounts of money don't really want to expose these movements to the world. It could counter the thesis of what they are doing. So there is a lot of actual utility and realistic use case towards maintaining this privacy. Of course, there's also a lot of value just in our personal lives of not allowing the government or the powers that be to see into everything that we do. And I do think that we will increasingly use on-chain assets, which have a fantastic paper trail to facilitate the payments in our life. You know, you've heard me talk about moving everything on-chain. I do see that coming. I think it is the digitization of finance, and it is a very straightforward outcome. Now, we do not want to lose our elements of privacy, which Cash is so fantastic at, just for the ease of digital payments. We've already accepted a 2 to 3% fee on all credit card transactions just to simply do the tap and pay. And there's really no reason why we need to maintain this, right? We can have digitization without the fees and without the loss of privacy. Now, ZeroXbow goes pretty straightforward, doing privacy pools, very similar to what we saw in Tornado Cash, but they also have a product called ASP, which is actively monitoring all of the addresses involved, so as to keep you out of mixing your capital with any sort of OFAC restricted assets. The ASP is called the Association Set Provider. It's a powerful compliance tool designed to enhance the security and legitimacy of private blockchain transactions. And here we have a very quick overview of how this operates. And I can't stress enough that this is very useful for traditional finance as well. People that are dealing with large sums of money don't always want it to be obvious as to what they're doing with that, because that might be part of the execution thesis that they're going after. So you can see that we have all of the deposits coming into the ASP. This is very much our anonymity set that we covered with Tornado Cash. And of course, and the ASP is working 24/7 to ensure that no nefarious funds are coming in. So all of these deposits, let's say one of them is bad, you can see that it gets pushed out, proof of disassociation, and it creates this proof of association. Now, one cool thing is you could associate with only desired parties. You can create a private pool in this regard, which could, again, be very practical towards building larger financial applications that handle larger amounts of money to, say, private organizations, things of that nature. So what is really cool, again, we have the proof of association, the real-time transaction monitoring, and the programmable compliance. Now, modular deployment, also very fun, which means you can basically build these feature sets into any product that you're launching, right? These are Lego blocks that can be put into other apps. This is really cool. I also want to give a big shout out that ZeroXbow did create a tool that allows you to withdraw some of the stuck funds in Tornado Cash. Even though they've been sort of admitted as free, some of the funds could be stuck behind OFAC issues. And there is a way to withdraw and donate directly to Coincenter. Now, Coincenter is a nonprofit, and they did a lot of work for Tornado Cash to get them out of that sticky situation. So I just want to say, like, this is really cool to me. This is scratching the backs of those who need it. And this is the industry supporting itself, which is something that I think is very refreshing, because we often have a lot of maxism, a lot of infighting, and just a lot of bullshit that doesn't really help us, rising tide lift all ships kind of thing. So really cool product to see. Again, privacy, so fundamental to everything. I'm thrilled to see innovation around it and to work within a compliance spectrum. Obviously, I am into the anti-government thesis of all things in this industry. However, it is pretty clear that there are repercussions and that we do have to innovate our technology around it to make it as safe for people as possible, both on the exploit side and on the execution side. So anyway, really cool tool, something that you can check out. It just went live, I think, yesterday. Well, let's just call it this week. As always, it's getting a little more exciting out there. Hopefully some of that green can stick around. We'll see what happens tomorrow on this Liberation Day, April 2nd. So who really knows what's happening? But with that being said, good luck out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.